Hi, this is Ramona's DIY, and this is the Sugar Box book. It's a blank journal made from corrugated cardboard and sugar boxes, and you can put photos in it, or poems, or anything that you wish. I start with 2 Domino dark brown sugar boxes, and I cut one spine out and all of the tabs off. I do that with both boxes. Save the tabs, you'll need some of them later on. With a slightly watered down white glue like Elmer's glue, I paint the glue all over one surface of the box. And that's the inside surface. And then I paste both boxes together. They should fold in the same direction. One can never press enough. And now I clean my surface. I'm pasting the logo side of the box. I turn it over and adhere it to the newspaper, and then all around the edge, a ½ inch beyond the edge of the box, I paint the glue on. Carefully fold the newspaper 1/2 inch below the edge, the bottom edge of the box. And again, I press and I rub. You can see that I have a ½ inch of newspaper beyond the edge of the cardboard box. With a decorative scissor, I cut 1/2 inch around the entire box. I leave a ½ inch lip of newspaper. I check to see if it folds, and it does. It folds very nicely. With the same paste, I put glue all around that ½ inch lip. And then I fold that lip to the outer side of the box. This just makes a nice decorative finished edge. Gives a little professionalism to your book. Cut 10 3-inch by 6-inch pieces of corrugated cardboard. If you're working with a Domino Brown Sugar box, these pages will fit very nicely. Make a template with evenly spaced punched holes, and now punch those holes into each page. These are the pages of your book, these corrugated cardboards, and we're going to learn how to distress them. By the way, save all these little round thingies. They're going to come in handy. With a nice watered down brush, this is going to be a very wet brush technique, distressing the cardboard to make it look like wood. I brush the black paint, just black paint, black acrylic paint on to each side of the cardboard pages. And then I take a paper towel and blot the page. This is what's going to give you that distressed wood look once it's dry. And if it doesn't look distressed enough, I take some sandpaper and I distress it some more. They should all look different. On the edges of the so-called pages, I paint a gold metallic wash. Remember these? I'm going to distress them the same way I did the pages, with some black paint, watered down black paint, and dabbing them with paper towel. And then I'm going to add some gold paint on top. You can see that I'm not very precise, but it doesn't matter. I'm marking the center of the spine and drawing a line across. And I'm using my template to mark holes on both sides of that line. With a push pin, I push through each one of the holes that I just marked. I use an awl to make each hole bigger. After distressing the entire cover in black, the same way I did the pages, I paint the folded edge in gold. Time for the photographs. I cut 4 by 6 inch photos into 2 inch wide by 4 inch high photos for each page, one for each side of each page. I paste the glue with a brush, a wide brush, and wipe the excess glue off with a paper towel. For the cover, I use the tabs and some excess photos and the small dots that I saved from the hole punch. Back and front covers. Make sure to line up all your pages in the same direction with holes matching. See, I could put it in upside down by mistake, but I'm not going to do that. Starting with the center hole, I'm going to add my pages. I'm using a very large needle. Actually, I'm using a plastic needle with a very large eye. And I'm adding the pages in the order that I put them in with yarn, all in the center hole. And I'm going to tie it a square knot, right over left, left over right, nice and tight. By the way, I wrote the word ruins on the spine with a metallic marker because that's what I'm calling my journal. Now I'm going to go into one of the holes next to the center, just the next hole down, same thing. Each time I tie it very tightly, I press the book closed, and now the next hole, and so forth until all of the pages have been bound into the book. Right over left, left over right, give it a little trim. This is the top hole. Each time I make sure the pages are pressed together, nice and neat, so that it's tight. I'm going to tie this snug, not overly tight, but snug. This is the last one. It'll either be at the top or the bottom of your book, depending on when you started. And again, I'm just using ordinary yarn. My yarn happened to have a little metallic thread in it. Pressing all of the pages together neatly, pulling the yarn snug, and tying it also snugly. Snugly. Is that even a word? I don't know. Double knot, square knot. Now I'm going to punch a hole in the center of the front cover and the back cover, about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And this is a hair tie. Thread it and pull it through the center hole of the back book cover. Remove your thread and make a slip knot. That means putting the large loop through the small loop and pulling. There you go. Choose 2 buttons, one with a shank and one with at least 2 holes. The shank button is going to go on the front cover. Notice how I'm threading it and tying it a couple of times. I'll even put a dab of glue on it later on. So I pull that through. That's my front button. Then I'm going to put the 2 pieces of thread through 2 different holes of the flat button with the holes. And that's going to hold that front button in real nice and tight. And again, I make several knots. And like I said, just dab a little glue on it. And I will cut that thread about 1/4 of an inch from the button, leaving those small tails. And there you have it. That's the book.
Hey, thanks for watching, and make sure to check out my other tutorials. Bye now.